How you doing, YouTube? Matt Massa Beer Reviews. Back with a little bit of Ecliptic up in this piece in the form of their 8th Orbit anniversary. This is their Italian Pilsner. Yeah, it's a Pilsner Carafoam acidulated. There you go, that's a word. Malted. Hops, Magnum, Adine, Wormenberg, Zaz, and Imperial Harvest. This was canned something 1521. I assume it's relatively fresh because it comes from Ecliptic. ABV on this sucker, 5.3. So we'll see how the sucker shows and proves. Love me some Italian Pilsner. Basically just kind of a hopped up Pils. American style Pilsner is what I would say. But we'll see what's what. Lid-wise, it's what Ecliptic does. I'm not going to sit here and say I love it. I don't really hate it, but for this kind of style of beer, I expect something a little bit kind of old schooly. Let's put it that way. I don't know, with this kind of, Halo / video game HUD format doesn't really reflect that in any way. So, yeah. Index finger, yeah. I like chopped off part of my skin today. It's bothering me. Anyway, index finger. Super creamy, fluffy head to it. Neurotic bubbling, but the top is super pillowy. Soft carbonation, soft little, kind of slightly hazy Pilsner. Let's get nose. Malty. Malty with a little bit of hops. Nothing too crazy. A sweet little Pilsner malt there. Nothing too crazy. You're talking about the hops in here. There's nothing too aggressive. It does lean into the bittering a little bit, not too crazy. Bit of soft sweetness, a little bit of fluttering and bittering. Done and done. Let's dive in. Cheers. I like that. That's very malt driven and very, very, very fun. I don't know if it's that sweet acidylated. See what I did there? Malt base. But I like that. It almost has like a slight wheat characteristic to it. But it's a nice Pilsner malt. A little bit of toastiness. This nice kind of sweet, but not like sharp sweet kind of sweetness to it. It comes off really, really cool. Almost like cereal grainy in a certain extent. Just barely, but nothing overly sweet. The bittering here is very old school bittering. Very Zazzy. Even though there's multiple hops in here, it comes off like Zaz hops for me. But not super aggressive, super sharp. If you told me this is just kind of like a base, kind of their version of just a base Pilsner, or like even the Czech Pils, I'd be on board with that. It just stops short of being like crispy boy status as far as the mouthfeel goes. It's not heavy. It's not dense, but it's not super snappy. But I like it. It's 5 and change, so it's a little bit beefier. And then like a super crispy ABV Pilsner. But really where this one really shines for me is the malt base on it. The way it has that soft little, when I say cereal grain, think like Cheerios, nothing overly sweet, nothing overly confectionery, kind of cereal graininess to it. On top of that kind of Pilsner malt, and then just kind of bounce off with that little bit of kind of Zazzy kind of bittering. I dig it. I think it's fun. I wish it was a % lower, but that's just me wishing on the things that I love. I think it's quite tasty. You can give this to me, Ecliptic, they do wide distribution. If you can give this to me at $11 a 4-pack, then this dude isn't angry. You give them, I buy it for $12, $13, it's okay, but $11 would be the sweet spot for me. It just comes off as a really tasty kind of somewhere between a Italian Pilsner and a Czech kind of Pils. Somewhere floating into the malt Pils, quite a bit different, but that's kind of the impact and the way the hops kind of come off for me in a very fun way. Is it one of the better Italian Pils I've had as late? It's in the conversation. It's not towards the top. There's some that really do it for me and really do it well. While this one is Italian Pilsner name, it's just kind of a Pilsner for me, and I don't know why the word Italian's kind of floating on there, but it is what it is. Value and availability on this, no idea. Y'all out there, if you know, let me know what's what and leave you with it. If you like what you like this. If you like it, crushing Pilsners, well-made Pilsners. I mean, there's nothing negative here. I dig on that cereal grain. So if you like a cereal grainy kind of vibe with your beers and a well-made Pilsner, you'll dig this. So there you go. A review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there, if you want to talk about it, Massive Beers. If you want to check me out doing the social media stuff, as always, let me know if you've had this. Beer Massive, podcasting stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a little bit of Ecliptic right now. We'll see you next time. Cheers.